Our NFL on CBS doubleheader continues from Texas Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, who play host today to the Buffalo Bills. Welcome, everyone, to the second game on the docket today. There's Greg Williams in his third season as the head man of the Buffalo Bills. On the other sideline, familiar face to football fans, 16 years as a head coach. His first year in Dallas has been wondrous thus far as he's led the Cowboys to a 6-2 record. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, we're glad you've joined us. The Bills have won the toss, and they have elected to receive. And I think all we heard since we hit town, Phil, was how rejuvenated the entire Dallas community has been this season because of the Cowboys.
No doubt about it. The crowd was here early. They're in the stands. They're anticipating more good play from the Dallas Cowboys.
We are underway in Dallas from the 7-yard line. It's Antonio Brown. 25, 35, 40, and almost out to the 45-yard line. A terrific return by the Buffalo Bills, and that will set up Drew Bledsoe in prime field position. The Buffalo offense led by Bledsoe and his line. Reuben Brown, the veteran. He'll have Marcus Price alongside today in place of injured Jonas Jennings at left tackle, and they will try to pave the way for Travis Henry, who has rushed for more than 100 yards in each of his last 2 games. From the 45-yard line, Bledsoe to throw. Far sideline, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Eric Moulds. Mario Edwards was defending. It'll be 2nd and 10. Eric Moulds playing for the first time in several weeks. He's missed 2 straight games with a groin injury, and over the bye week, Moulds said, well, everybody took off, and he spent the time rehabbing. We welcome those of you who watched the Bengals defeat Houston. We're just underway here in Dallas. Travis Henry off the left side, and a penalty marker flies. Just a 1-yard pickup. Our referee today is Bill Levy.
Personal foul, leg whip, number 79, offense. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So that's the penalty going against Reuben Brown.
You look at this Buffalo offense. Greg Williams, what did he say to us last night? He walks in the room. We got to protect the dang ball. And he said it with some heartfelt feelings. That's the #1 goal of this offense, this team. On the road, protect the football first. Give yourself a chance to compete.
2nd and 25 for Bledsoe. Over the middle, and that's complete to Josh Reed, number 82. Just across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A look at the Dallas 4-3 defense. The front line anchored by 3-time Pro Bowler Leroy Glover, the Dallas sack leader. The linebackers, Singleton, Coakley, and Dat Wynn, who makes more tackles than any other Cowboy on the field. The secondary has the outstanding rookie cornerback Terrence Newman and one of the hardest hitters in football in safety Roy Williams.
Because the Dallas Cowboys defense likes to blitz, today the Buffalo Bills simplified their offense, and they want to try to move Drew Bledsoe when they get the chance.
Bledsoe rolls one way, throws another, and that's complete out across the 40 to about the 42 is Bobby Shaw. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage, and that will force the punting unit onto the field.
Well, Greg Williams said it. Drew Bledsoe said it. 3rd and long against a fast, aggressive defense. Just take your medicine, and punting is a good thing. Means you didn't turn the football over, and also you got one of the best punters in the National Football League.
The 2nd best according to the numbers, and Greg Williams says that Brian Foreman has been the bright spot in his special team. This one end over end, bouncing just short of the 20, and taking is Joey Galloway. 30, up across the 40, and forced out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. 42-yard punt, 28-yard return. And onto the field comes third-year quarterback Quincy Carter. Take a look at his offense. The Cowboys O-line, a mix of familiar and not so familiar names. At 357 pounds, a mountain of a man at left tackle, and Flozell Adams. At wide receiver, the Cowboys showcase a pair of former Ohio State Buckeyes in number 84, Joey Galloway, and number 83, Terry Glenn.
Dallas likes to be aggressive on offense. Bill Parcells said we will be aggressive today, too.
Carter to throw on first down. Blitz. He got rid of it, and it falls incomplete at the 40-yard line. The Buffalo defense will look to third-year defensive end Aaron Schobel to apply some pressure up front on Carter. All three starting linebackers are new to the Bills this year. Posey, Fletcher, and the biggest signing, Takeo Spikes out of Cincinnati. The secondary will address those former Buckeye wide receivers with former Buckeye cornerbacks Antoine Winfield and Nate Clements, both former first-round draft choices.
Interesting watching that first play. Takeo Spikes, we talked to him last night. He says, I've been getting moved outside with all these wide formations. Not today. I'm going to be near that line of scrimmage. And he says, I'm going to get after Quincy Carter.
Carter tipped over the middle, falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. Antoine Winfield with a hand on the football. And we've been talking about this all week, Phil. There are Ohio State Buckeyes all over the place today.
Well, you could say that every single week in the NFL, Greg. They went through a period where everybody that went and played for him was a #1 draft pick. But, you know, let's go back to this Buffalo defense. When you get a week off, you get renewed energy, and you figure out a couple things that you were doing good. You go, well, why aren't we doing that more often? And that's what they found out about Takeo Spikes. Why not keep him near the line of scrimmage? He's fast, he's active, he likes to be in the action, and so that's where he's going to be today, and see if he can make it happen.
3rd and 10. Carter. Far side of the field, and that's complete, and out of bounds, tight end Jason Witten, the 3rd-round draft pick out of Tennessee. And that's good for a first down.
Takeo Spikes in coverage this time against the tight end. It's a zone coverage. When you're a linebacker and you run a tight end up the field like that, watch the quarterback. If he looks your way, find a receiver and run to him.
Hammer.
First down, Dallas at the 43-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. First running play of the day goes nowhere, and in fact it loses yardage. Pat Williams and Aaron Schobel combined for a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
You know, Greg, we talked about the Dallas offense. They like to be aggressive. Regardless of what you think of Bill Parcells, he likes to score early in football games, and he likes downfield throwing. The Cowboys have been doing both. And he can yell at players pretty well on the sideline, too.
Troy Hambrick, the lone back. Antonio Bryant in motion. Carter, play fake. Got rid of it. Deep. Incomplete inside the 10-yard line. That was Bryant diving and missing it. And we welcome those of you who watch the Kansas City Chiefs continue their winning ways with a 41-20 win over the Cleveland Browns. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan here in Dallas, where we are scoreless in the first quarter.
Greg, early in the game, you've seen the Cowboys go down the field a couple of times. We watched practice on Friday. A lot of double moves, just getting deep. Quincy Carter is an excellent down-the-field thrower, and that time they had a touchdown, but Quincy Carter just slightly overthrew the receiver.
From the shotgun on 3rd and 12, here comes a blitz. Carter on the move, looking, throws, sideline, incomplete. Pass intended for Terry Glenn. And Terrence McGee, a rookie out of Northwestern State, made the play.
Terry Glenn, number 83, going up the field. Boy, the Cowboy receivers having a hard time. Excellent throw by Quincy Carter, but McGee all over the receiver. Doesn't get fooled that he's going to go deep.
Toby Goen averaging just over 40 yards a punt. And Antonio Brown is deep. Sky high. He's going to let it bounce. It bounces at the 6 and will be down at the 1. make it the 2-yard line. Pete Hunter was there to take the bounce. Bledsoe and the Bills will start in the hole when we come back. Welcome back to Dallas along with Phil Simms. I'm Greg Gumbel. Tremendous opportunity for the Bills. Both the Indianapolis Colts and the other team in front of them, the Miami Dolphins, have lost today. But the road hasn't been kind to these Buffalo Bills this season.
No, it hasn't. They have been turning the football over on the road at a tremendous rate. And you just got to point to one person who has the best chance to really fix that. That's the quarterback, Drew Bledsoe. One of the big keys today, get rid of the football. Don't let them hit you. Don't take sacks.
Straight ahead, Travis Henry out across the 5 to the 7. In fact, turnovers have been the huge problem for the Buffalo Bills. The last 3 road games, look at their opponents, 14 takeaways. Total yards per game.
Well, all your game planning, everything you work for during the week just goes to, it's wasted when you start turning the football over. And it's, Greg Williams said, we had 3-step drops and Drew Bledsoe was taking sacks. A quarterback, you can never do that.
Henry again, trying to fight his way out across the 10-yard line. He barely made it there. Al Singleton, the first to hit him.
Now, you know, everybody in all the pregame shows, and they're talking about this Bills offense and Drew Bledsoe. Not as many touchdown passes as he had last year at this same time, but this is a different team. It's a different offense. Now they need to manage the game more. They don't have Peerless Price at wide receiver. Larry Centers coming out of the backfield. So they run it. Keep third down short. And now it really comes in very important to them. They've got to pick up third downs to sustain drives.
Jay Reeler's gone. A huge part of the offense at tight end. On short yardage. This is Morris, right side. Not going to get there. .59, that win. For a loss of 2.
Hard to go outside against one of the faster defenses in the National Football League. Dat Win just sees it, comes across, and Darren Woodson, number 28. He might be one of the older players on the Dallas Cowboys, but he's still one of the most eager players on the team.
What did he tell us? People have been calling him Methuselah far too often than he'd like it to hear it. Joey Galloway deep for the punt from Mormon. Galloway pulls it in and down he goes. Kevin Thomas, terrific special teams play. 9:10 to play. First quarter, 52-yard punt by Mormon.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Friendly, nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And by the next Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
Well, Quincy Carter has heard it before, but with Drew Bledsoe coming in, it seems like this week was the week for everybody who ever played for Bill Parcells to be talked to and weigh in on the longtime coach. It's Hambrick. Hambrick with a hole on the right side, and then is stood up shy of midfield, a 48-yard line by London Fletcher. There's Quincy Carter.
And Lawyer Malloy was in on the tackle. How about that? Lawyer Malloy, usually during the bye week, players, they go off to take a little mini vacation, whatever. He says, man, I had to go home and rest. Because you got to remember, Lawyer Malloy was picked up the opening week of the season by the Buffalo Bills. He says, I've been in training camp for the last 6 to 8 weeks. He recharged his batteries, learned the defense a little more, and is anxious to play.
Hambrick once again. This one is stopped back at the 42.5-yard line. Pat Williams this time. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, this Buffalo defense, they can be very good against the run. When you look at Sam Adams and Pat Williams, probably as big a pair of defensive tackles as you'll see in the National Football League. Even though you got Larry Allen, your offensive line's doing well. Hard to move these two guys. When their strength is just to stand there and take up tremendous space.
Buffalo with the 4th-ranked defense in the National Football League. 3rd and 6. Quick pass outside, and that's complete. looks enough for a first down. Antonio Bryant stretching for the catch.
Couple things I like on this play. Quincy Carter, the quick drop, throws the football extremely hard that way and high, so the defense has no chance to go after, knock it down, or intercept it. And Antonio Bryant, excellent catch on the sideline.
So it's a first down for Dallas, just shy of midfield. Antonio Bryant, second-year wide receiver out of Pitt. Cameron takes it across midfield and into Buffalo territory, coming up on 7 to play in the first half. Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, guys, Carolina has a 3-game lead. Actually make it 10. Let's send it back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim.
Look at those standings. What a comeback by the Carolina Panthers. They basically gave the game away, and Delhomme brought him back for the win.
Carter to throw. Short pass over the middle. Antonio Bryant, 40-yard line. First down, Dallas.
Excellent job by Quincy Carter. You talk about a quarterback developing. He's had time, been in the league a couple years. He's going to look right. 2 receivers over there. Nobody open. Find the outlet receiver coming across shallow. That's Antonio Bryant. Excellent job by the quarterback.
You see the play selection there, and everybody in the world, including the Buffalo Bills, expected the Cowboys to come out and establish their running game right off the bat here. Hit head on at the 40-yard line, just inside to the 39. Once again to the NFL Today in New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, the Raiders struck first in this one. Philip Buchanan running back a punt, but right back it's Chad Pennington. Watch this move. Santana Moss spins free for the touchdown from 65 yards. It's 7-7 out in Oakland. Let's send it back to Greg and Phil.
Boy, you watch the development of Santana Moss and you wonder where he would be had he not suffered that injury his rookie season.
Well, his development, we got a guy right here in front of us, Quincy Carter. He's trying to develop. Well, he's doing a good job of it.
Carter to throw. Still running free. In and out of the arms of Hambrick. That falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. This is a young man who has all of the tools.
Well, here it is, the recipe for success. He definitely has NFL size. He has the arm, the mobility. People forget he's got the playing experience. He started quite a few games. The adversity of last year has definitely toughened him up. Now you take all that talent. He's been down. He wants to come back up. You coach him up, which his coaching staff has done. And this is what you're getting, a quarterback that is performing well under a lot of different situations on the field.
Here comes the blitz. Carter, other side, incomplete. Intended for Richie Anderson out of the backfield, and it'll be 4th down.
You know, as I watch Quincy Carter, and as I've seen a few Dallas Cowboy games, I think he is a very good downfield thrower. Beautiful arm motion. It's long, gets it down there with ease, but he does struggle throwing short passes, not as accurate, and there are a lot of reasons why technically you get better at throwing those short passes, quick decisions, as you get experience in the league.
Going. Another sky-high kick, fair catch called for and made by Antonio Brown at the 13-yard line. When you're playing fantasy sports, it's a slam dunk decision to head to CBS Sports Line. It offers games for every level of player from beginner to expert. You can join a league or start your own. Click on fantasy at cbssportsline.com. On first down, Bledsoe gives straight ahead Travis Henry. Henry across the 20 and close to the 25-yard line, and he was hit hard and driven back by number 28, Darren Woodson. Methuselah can still apply a pop.
Yes, he can. Roy Williams, number 31, misses him, but slows him up just enough where Darren Woodson gets solid contact. And the Cowboy safeties, they're blitzers, they cover well, and they are extraordinary hitters of the guy with the football.
First Buffalo first down of the day.
Buffalo being very patient. I like what they're doing on offense.
quick drop by Bledsoe. The pass outside is complete to Eric Moles, and that one's going to go nowhere.
Now, I'm going to imitate Bill. I'm not going to try to do Bill Parcells here, but Drew Bledsoe's coming to town. Kevin Gilbride's the offensive coordinator, but I even laughed with Darren Woodson. I said, oh, boy, what was Bill telling y'all about Drew Bledsoe? Hey, I know this guy. This guy, I'll tell you, if you're not on top of your game, this guy's going to rip you. You know, so then you understand because you've been around everybody enough to know. But he's warning them, Drew Bledsoe, he might struggle some this season, but that right arm, it can always go deep.
Travis Henry trying to find running room on the left side and doesn't find it. He comes up about the 30-yard line before Dexter Coakley makes the stop. Well, Drew Bledsoe going up against Bill Parcells, who is the first coach in the pros that he ever had. And Bledsoe saying, well, yeah, kind of interesting to see him again.
Well, what did you say? Could you give us a quote what it was like to play for Bill Parcells? There they are before the game. And Drew Bledsoe's quote was, oh, it was just a barrel of laughs.
Fun and games before the game. Sammy Morris in the backfield on 3rd and 5. Bledsoe spun around, lost the football. Dallas appears to recover. Leroy Glover on top of the football.
The Dallas Cowboys talk. Defense to get to today. 5 yards behind the center, and this is where Drew Bledsoe is. That's where he's going to stand to get pressure on him up the middle. They didn't do it initially, but they finally get there. And any time a quarterback fumbles, it's his fault. When you got pressure, you've got to keep both hands on the football at all times.
The road woes continue for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Greg. But that's your #1 key for the game today. Don't fumble it. Don't do something that you can control.
Hamburg, right side. And out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line. You made a point of asking Greg Williams about all those turnovers. Said there are two kinds. There are some where the other team is just playing hard and some that are due to just carelessness. And he said we've had way too many of the careless type.
Yeah, that's right. And he talked, and I even said, I made the quote to him, when a quarterback fumbles, and I learned from all my coaches, it's your fault no matter what happens. Be aware of the surroundings. Take care of the football. Taking certain sacks, it's your fault too.
Buffalo has given the ball 15 times in their last 4 games on the road. Hamburg with running room inside the 15 to the 10-yard line and a first down.
Well, the Cowboys came out starting this game, play action passes, trying to go down the field. Now look at the hole up the middle, the pull by the tight end. Jason Witten gets a tremendous block on Lawyer Malloy, opens up the hole. I think that was Dan Campbell, not Jason Witten. When you make a block that you got like that, you got to give him credit.
Cowboys spreading the field. And look at Dallas in the red zone. Campbell to the 5.
You always want to know when you see the fake reverse coming around on the offense, watch what it does to the Buffalo defense. It just makes Denny just hesitate a little, and that little hesitation takes no gain and makes it into about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Terry Glenn and Antonio Bryant to the far side, Galloway to the near side. Carter gives to Hamburg. Hamburg to about the 2, maybe to the 1 yard line. Lawyer Malloy with a hit.
We talked about Lawyer Malloy went home and got rested up, and it shows. He is making some good hits in this game. Number 36, good blocking up the front. Flozell Adams just pushing players down. And Lawyer Malloy stops him cold. A lot of energy here in the stadium today. Both teams playing at a very fast pace. You can feel it. And Buffalo's defense just trying to hang in here in this first quarter.
Clock stops at 20 seconds showing, and
you agree, Greg? Though?
Here's we're going to reset the. Oh, sure.
The energy.
One of the things you pointed out was the number of people who were here long before kickoff.
Would the clock operator put the clock to 27 seconds, please?
You know your fans are back into the football team when they show up or sit in their seats before the players are introduced. When the players get introduced, they're just going crazy for their stars, and that's always a good sign for the home team.
And on 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout on the field. 24 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Cowboys threatening. 24 seconds to play in the quarter. Lots of shuffling going on during a timeout that I thought was a little strange at 3rd and 1, Phil, because the play had already been called.
Yeah, it was, Greg. I think the Cowboys probably got mixed up on formations, a formation they wanted in the game. That's why they called a timeout. It's scoring territory. You don't want to make a mistake down here.
Hambrick and Martin in the backfield. Play fake. Throwing end zone. Touchdown.
You're playing the Dallas Cowboys. They love the play action pass. That should have been really the #1 thing you were thinking of down here near the goal line. Time to make a good throw in the back of the end zone.
Ryan Lindell for the extra point. I beg your pardon. Not since the second week of last season had a Dallas tight end caught a touchdown pass. Dan Campbell is taking care of that with his first reception in the end zone of the season this year. And Dallas on top 7-0. Antonio Brown. 25. 30 and out of bounds. To return 20 yards, Antonio Brown ran about 50 yards.
Let's take a look at the touchdown. You must deceive the enemy somewhere when you get close to the goal line. Dan Campbell at tight end. Here's London Fletcher as him in coverage. Watch the block by Dan Campbell. He hesitates just that split second. That was enough to fool London Fletcher. Lets him get open by a step, and Quincy Carter's happy.
Now Bledsoe and the Bills trying to get that. Miles coming just across the 30-yard line, and Bledsoe gives to Henry. Henry zigzagging for a couple to the 33. And with that, time winds down in the first quarter. We played 15 minutes here in Irving, Texas. The Cowboys on the Quincy Carter to Dan Campbell touchdown pass. Back for the start of the second quarter, you see Bledsoe's numbers in the first 15 minutes, 3 out of 4 for 16 yards. We have 3 tight ends on the field on 2nd and 8. Bledsoe pulls it down, throws far side, complete, and that'll be just short of a 3rd down, and 3rd down is what the Buffalo Bills have been working on all throughout their bye week.
Here's why, and it makes sense. You've got to get very good at picking up 3rd downs when you're a team that's trying to manage games now. So when you're going to run it on 1st and 2nd down, you better be excellent at picking up 3rd and 3 and 4 yard passes all the time. So the Bills, again, I've said it, they told us we've changed. They're being more patient on offense. So, Greg, it goes back to what you said. You've got to be good in situations just like this.
Again, 3 tight ends. Henry in the backfield. Bledsoe throws far side, and that's complete for a 1st down to Dave Moore. Now, what Bledsoe's explanation last night was very simple. He said, we're built to be a running play-action team, and in order to be more efficient on 3rd down, we have to be that.
That's right. You know, and a couple things here. They're putting 3 tight ends into the game. Why you do that? The other team substitutes personnel to counteract that. And when you do that, usually a defense plays zone coverage. You know what they're going to do because you got all these big guys in there. It makes it easy to throw short passes.
Gives to Henry, and Henry to midfield. He was tripped up by Al Singleton.
Now, the other thing, we're giving all these explanations, talking a lot about this Bills offense, because I think it's been a concern to this coaching staff, of course, to the fans up in Buffalo. And I'm not usually one that says blame it on one guy. I'm not blaming on anybody, but Drew Bledsoe really has to take control of what's going on. More than ever, when you play this way, he's got to be strong. He's got to be forceful. He's got to be very precise in what he's doing on the football field. And that's why we made such a big point out of protect the football.
Once again, 3 tight end look. Bledsoe to throw. Short one over the middle. Moles to about the 45 of the Dallas Cowboys. Will be about a yard or so shy of a first down.
Protect the football, do all that stuff, and find more ways to throw the football to Eric Moulds. This is your game breaker. He is the guy on this offense that can do special things. And we talked to Eric Moulds last night. He said, hey, I'd like to see more passes. He was, not knocking anybody. He's very careful with his words. But he did say he was going to get to move around and do some different things today that he hasn't been doing so far this season.
3rd and 1. Henry, left side. Block from Sam Gash to the 40 and a first down.
It's different this time. When I said they don't want to go outside too often, last time they went outside to the strong side. This is away from the tight end, so the Dallas defense is caught just a little bit off guard. Sam Gash, the big-headed guy, makes an excellent block.
The big, we say this lovingly, hard-headed guy.
Man, he can deliver. What did Dexter Coakley say, the linebacker for the Cowboys? Hit me so hard, split my chin strap right in half one time, and he is a force as a blocker at the fullback position.
On first down, Bledsoe incomplete, and a penalty marker flies. Intended for Josh Reed, and the rookie Terrence Newman was out there on the corner.
That's a good call. Even the fans know it.
Pass interference. Number 41 defense. Automatic first down.
Bill Parcells trying to argue the ball not catchable part.
How would you know that? Terrence Newman stops the receiver. So everybody says everything's uncatchable. Yeah, it's uncatchable when you are running full speed down the field and you're a really fast guy and you get stopped.
That penalty good for 16 yards, moves the Bills inside the 25-yard line. Touchdowns offensively have been a rarity for Buffalo on the road. Henry still on his feet and tripped up. They gain about a yard, and once again Al Singleton makes the big defensive play for the Cowboys.
This is different. First time we've had a chance to do a Buffalo Bills game this year, Greg, and last year it was, as Drew Bledsoe would say, pedal to the metal. It was down the field, let's make big plays, and what a turnaround. And Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator, look, this is tough for him too. He's got to make the adjustment right along with the players. Slower paced, a little more methodical.
Quick drop, pass is incomplete. Eric Moulds out here on the near side, and Mario Edwards, the cornerback, right with him.
Well, they know each other well. Eric Moulds telling us last night he played against Mario Edwards in high school. And I said, who won those battles? Oh, of course he did, because he's a little older.
Eric told us Mario got him about 20 tickets for this game.
Yeah, that was interesting too, wasn't it? I said, are you going to tell him if he does something bad to you today? Mario, the heck with you. I'm not going to pay you for those tickets. So
3rd and 9. Big rush. The pass tipped and incomplete. Number 31, Sammy Morris, the intended receiver, out of the backfield, and on to the field comes the field goal unit.
The Cowboy defense just overwhelms you with speed. They just overwhelm you with their being aggressive, and they outnumber you at the line of scrimmage. And there's Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator.
This will be about a 41-yard field goal attempt by Lindell. Kick on its way, and it's good. So the Bills get on the board with 10:47 to play remaining in the first half. Cowboys lead is 7-3.
Dave had a baby. What? His girlfriend had a baby.
Dave had a roll.
You explain that to me later, would you?
This kick will come down about the 6-yard line. Derek Ross bumps into his own man and goes down to the 21-yard line. 10:41 to play. We'll take a break. Quincy Carter back at the helm after this. Adrian Morrell in the game for the first time in the backfield for Dallas. Play action. Carter throws out here. Complete. Campbell. And Campbell across the 25 and out of bounds at the 27-yard line. A reminder for you. Second and 4 from the 27. This is Morrell. Gets it outside. Still on his feet and now down at about the 30-yard line, and we check in for the first time today with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Well, you know, one of the biggest surprises of the offseason was when Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, hired Bill Parcells. Well, on Friday, I asked him what the big surprises have been between him and Bill and their association. He said it's pretty interesting. He said at 62, he's still impressed with the tremendous work ethic of Parcells, that he's a good listener, not only to Jones, but the players and the coaches and the organization people. He said he coaches every single position on the field. He knows everything about it. And here's one for you, Phil. He said, as you well know, he softens those cutting comments with a wonderful sense of humor. Greg?
Of course, that could imagine. That could depend on what angle you're getting it. That pass is into the turf and incomplete, intended for Dan Campbell.
Oh, yeah, it's like Drew Bledsoe said. He's just a barrel of laughs, Armin. Yes, but no, I think you're right, Armin. He is tough. He's hard on his players. Practice, meetings. He's always grinding on you, but he softens it all. And we've heard it, Greg, many times. He does have a very good sense of humor and uses it on players for that effect, to soften the blows sometimes.
Antonio Brown stands back at his own 24-yard line for the kick. That will hit the helmet of a Cowboy and bounces back. That will not count. That one hit a Dallas Cowboy and bounced back the other way.
I could hear it from here. Randall Williams, number 89, he felt it.
And so the ball is going to be down just short of the 30-yard line. That's a 40-yard punt. Randall Williams wondering what the heck was that? Coming up, the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Dan, Dion, and Boomer will have all the scores and highlights of the action that has taken place so far today. Coming up on the Nextel halftime report.
Few upsets out there today so far. Indianapolis losing down in Jacksonville. The Giants just getting run over by the Atlanta Falcons. You think about it. Teams that win those emotional wins. The Giants, the Indianapolis Colts win last week down in Miami. Can you regenerate and go play a lesser opponent and be ready to play the following week?
I wonder if those Falcons thought about the prospect of Dion coming down and coaching them. We better kick it in.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Dion would change the uniforms if he went down there and coach.
Bledsoe going down. Al Singleton.
The Cowboys can pressure offenses for a couple reasons. One, they have speed. They have good players, but when you have corners and safeties, Terrence Newman, Mario Edwards, Darren Woodson, Roy Williams, all can cover receivers down the field. And when you can do that, you're allowed to be a little more aggressive up front, and they have taken.
Second and 18. On the reverse, here comes Josh Reed. Reed across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
You talk about this Cowboys pass defense. Look what it was, or look what it's done so far this year. Completion percentage, yards attempt, wow, all terrific numbers. And then quarterbacks, what that means, the quarterback rating They have the 4th best for the Cowboy defense. The quarterback's rating is the 4th worst for them on offense.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Woodson, there's Roy Williams.
Look at them crowding the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10.
Well, they're bluffing.
Bledsoe over the middle. That's complete across the 45, and that'll be just shy of a first down. Josh Reed. At least from here, it looks a little bit short. We're going to have a measurement.
Yes, it does look a little short. Drew Bledsoe, good protection. Keep the back end. Keep extra protect. Give him a little more time. Josh Reed going against Terrence Newman. Gets inside, and a perfect throw by Drew Bledsoe. And they're going to be a little short. And I would think the way they've played offense so far today, the way Greg Williams talked to us last night, they will punt the football.
Oh. He got it.
I never should have listened to you.
6 years, you never learn.
We need to know one eye. You know, Paul McGuire, that's it, one eye. He can always get these things right.
At 10-yard completion, the first or the longest by Buffalo today.
Well, we wouldn't get to see the decision. I was kind of curious to see if Buffalo would stay patient, punt it down, try to play defense, and wait for the football one more time. Somewhere, here we are, 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. They got to take a shot down the field.
Travis Henry to the 49 for a couple as we come up on 7:15 to play here in the first half. And, you know, you alluded to it earlier about what the Cowboys have to do to Drew Bledsoe. And Bill Parcells told us on Friday, I told my guys, you got to make him pull it down. Don't let him pat that ball, and don't let him take that little hop.
Well, yeah, you're right. Very good, Greg, because if Drew Bledsoe pats the football one time and hops, it's automatic. I've done too many of his games. He is going to laser that football exactly where it needs to go. You make him pat it twice, now you got a chance to sack him. And boy, if he pats it more than twice, it's going to be trouble for the Buffalo offense.
Another blitz. Bledsoe threw it away. Let's see if we get a penalty flag. Bill Levy looking for a receiver in the neighborhood, and is apparently satisfied that there was one.
What happens on a play like this? The Dallas Cowboys have a defense, and when then a player for the Buffalo Bills offense goes in motion, now they know there's not enough people there to protect Drew Bledsoe if they blitz, so it's an automatic blitz. As soon as they see the formation change, more defenders come on the rush, they make Drew Bledsoe throw it away.
3rd and 8. Sammy Morris, the lone back behind Bledsoe. Here they come again. This time he lofts it, nobody there, incomplete.
Wow. I was going to say they're bluffing. Being an ex-quarterback, I think I can read the body language. I would have been wrong, and on the turf, look at the crowd near the line of scrimmage. Both safeties. Greg Ellis, defensive end, gets in there. Darren Woodson once again hit the quarterback. Good job by Drew Bledsoe. Throw it away.
So Mormon called on to punt again. And again, a Buffalo drive on the road falls short of the end zone. Galloway is deep. Galloway says let it bounce. And it bounces out of bounds short of the 20-yard line. Adrian Morrell in the backfield behind Quincy Carter on first down at the 23-yard line. Carter throwing outside, and that is complete to Whitten, the tight end. Of course, this Dallas Cowboy team being rebuilt the way Bill Parcells likes it, and he's made all kinds of changes, done all kinds of things since he arrived here, and of course he brings that tremendous reputation with him. The fact is that he has built winners wherever he's gone. The Giants, the Patriots, the New York Jets, and is going so far pretty well here in Dallas. As we said earlier, there's been a change in attitude here in Cowboy land. 2nd and 7. And Carter sees something he doesn't like and calls a timeout. 5:47 to play. First half. Carter will consult with Bill Parcells on the sideline. Here's a look at Bill Parcells. We were just talking about it. You and I talked last week about just what it is about him that.
Well, we asked him this, Greg. How does he do it? How do you fix a team? And he has not a secret, not a great formula, but it works for him because he adheres to it.
Morrell to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, you know, first off, he says you got to get good guys on your team. And he's really proud of the fact that the players he has brought in. Adrian Morrell would be one. Dan Campbell, the tight end. Whoever, Richie Anderson, the fullback. They've come in. They've been productive. They work. So get good guys on your football team. Then he says, second, got to get rid of the rats. and the bad guys, the guys that give your team, that ruin the feeling in the locker room, that say negative things, you got to get rid of them. And then third, he just goes, you got to fix the fat guys. You can't have fat players on your football team. And he goes, I saved quite a few on this team. There were some fat guys. We trimmed them down.
3rd and 5. The pass out here is complete for a first down to Antonio Bryant.
See, this is a little different than most teams. 3rd and 5. So many teams in the National Football League throw short passes over the middle. Bill Parcells believes throw the football to the sideline. Don't be afraid that you can't make the throw, that they're going to intercept it. Just practice it, keep working on it, and it's different. Other teams are not used to seeing it. And that's the 3rd time today Quincy Carter has thrown a quick out to the sideline.
Morrell, first down, yardage and knocked out of bounds at about the 47 or 48-yard line by Nate Clements. Adrian Morrell has been out of the National Football League for 2 years, came to training camp. Bill Parcells said, I'm going to cut you, but don't go too far.
Yeah, that's right. In case he needed him later in the season, have him ready. Excellent job by Larry Allen, just washing it out to the left and creating the hole for Adrian Morrell. And he activated Adrian Morrell today. He says, look, Hambrick is not going to get all the carries. I want to run the football a lot, and I'm going to spread it among Hambrick and Adrian Morrell.
18-yard pickup, the longest play of the day, and straight ahead is Richie Anderson, close to midfield.
You know, one other thing, because there's so many myths. When you listen to people talk about football teams on TV, it's such generalities, and so many times it's just so not true. But when you look at the Cowboys, you even said it to me. I tell you, the Cowboys, Bill Parcells has always loved to throw the football down the field. And he'd say this to me, Simms, if I want a 3-yard gain, we'll run it. Why would I have you throw it? When you throw it, get it down there, give me some yards, and get me in scoring territory.
Browns game again, and Morrell inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Well, each and every Cowboy player we talked to on Friday, you look at Larry Allen, each and every Cowboy player talks about how Bill Parcells motivates them and gets them to play even harder than they might normally play. And the question I ask you is that not the responsibility of a football player at this level?
Well, tell them how he motivates them. What they all say? What was the word? What was the word? Fear. It's fear. They fear. They fear. They don't want to disappoint him. They fear their job. They do everything, Greg. And you go, well, why does a professional athlete need that? Because this game's not natural. Nobody wants to work this hard or get tortured mentally. So you got to have somebody pushing.
3rd and 2. That pass is complete to Richie Anderson out of the backfield. Antoine Winfield with the stop. And that's a couple of yards shy of a first down.
Now, I know this one's short of the first down. But you say that, well, why does a professional athlete need motivation? Greg, they're motivated people. They need somebody to push them farther than the other teams are being pushed. That's what a coach does. And everybody has their ways. But Coach Parcells does it with, you know, the fear, what's going to happen to you if you don't get it done. And he calls you out, all those reasons. And you heard them. They love it. It works.
Antonio Brown at the 10-yard line. Bounce inside the 5 and into the end zone. 44-yard punt, no return, and at 1:57 we get the 2-minute warning here in Dallas. It's still a 4-point lead for the Cowboys. Is the owner of the Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson, one of the truly nice people in the National Football League, and one of many World War II veterans, including Bud Adams, Tom Benson, Mr. Mara in New York, and Mr. Modell in Baltimore, Alex Spanos, Ralph Wilson, all of them World War II veterans. Over the middle, Bledsoe hits his man shy of the 30-yard line. Mark Campbell, the tight end. Clock continues to move. Timeout situation. Buffalo has all 3 of theirs remaining, and Dallas is down to 1. Second and 1. Oh, what a catch. What a catch by Eric Mould. And we're at the minute-and-a-half mark. That's good for a first down.
The Buffalo Bills, the #1 criteria in this drive here is don't do anything bad. The first half has kind of gone the way you want it to. One fumble by Bledsoe led to the points by the Dallas Cowboys.
Bledsoe, this side. That's for one of the stronger arms in the NFL will do for you.
Yeah. Now, tell me how many quarterbacks in the National Football League could make that throw and make it look so easy. You couldn't fill up one hand. And that's why Drew Bledsoe, when he does it right on the football field and he gets an offense that's however it is he runs, he's still one of the best in the league at playing this quarterback position.
Minute 11 to play in the first half. Dallas at their own 45. Here comes the blitz. Bledsoe throwing outside, incomplete, penalty marker down. Darren Woodson all over Eric Mould.
Good things happen when the quarterback sees it, knows he can't make a play.
Pass interference, number 27 defense. Automatic first down.
And throws the football away is what Drew Bledsoe was doing. It's a blitz. Mario Edwards comes on the blitz. Oh, and they were waiting on it. Eric Moulds was going to do a little hitch and go. If Drew Bledsoe would have seen it, well, it wouldn't have mattered. The pass interference stopped it.
First down at the Dallas 43. Bledsoe gives, and this is Sammy Morris. Morris out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. They get to 31, forced out by Terrence Newman.
Last night, we're sitting there with Greg Williams, and he says, we got to remember when the Dallas Cowboys are in their 2-minute offense, Bill Parcells loves to run the football. And with this whole thing, so sometimes when you study the coach, you learn. The 2-minute offense is always an excellent time to sneak in a run that gets you more yards than you would normally think it would get.
Look at Buffalo's problems on the road. 1 minute to play. Bledsoe under pressure, flips to Morris. Morris, 20. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Mario Edwards dragged him down in a timeout. Buffalo calls time with 50 seconds to play, knocking on the door. A reminder, once again, we're 50 seconds away from the Nextel halftime report with Jim, Dan, Dion, and Boomer in New York. All of the day's scores and highlights on the Nextel halftime report.
That last play by the Buffalo Bills, when a team is blitzing you, there's 3 things you do. You block it up, try to block all the blitzers. You change the routes that you throw down the field, make them short, or you fake like you're going to block them, let them come, throw it past the line of scrimmage. That's what the Bills just did, and only the speed of the defense stopped the touchdown.
Bledsoe gives, and Sammy Morris, running out of room, still turned it into a positive to about the 11-yard line. And the clock stops with another timeout, 43 seconds to play.
Well, I tell you what, the pace has been wonderful in the game. You can feel the emotion. Buffalo at 4-4. You know, there was a lot written this week and a lot said that this is their season. They're going to sell out. But Greg Williams, he shot that right off our heads right away. He said, look, I've done all the studies, the stats. Many teams have made it to the playoffs over the years at 3-5, 4-4, and 4-5. So this is not a do or die. And I did not say that to my team either.
You know, you could really tell how excited Greg Williams was. He says, hey, these are 2 of the top defenses in the league. It brings out the defensive coach in me.
Yeah, that's right. He was pretty pumped up. He was really excited. But he looked at me once and says, I like my defense. And it has played exceptionally well here in the first half.
Morris in the backfield, 2nd and 8. Bledsoe steps up, throws back corner of the end zone and overthrows. Incomplete. Eric Moulds was back there. It'll be 3rd and 8.
You know, too, one thing we talk about Greg Williams and just this Bills offense and talked about Drew Bledsoe. People say, well, he's not mobile. Well, look, thank God. If he was extremely mobile, he'd be unstoppable with this right arm. But I think, and I know he's a pretty good athlete, and Greg Williams says that he is a good athlete, but he's so conditioned to do the right thing with the football that he doesn't move around when given a chance. That last play was an example. He could have stepped up and maybe run close to the goal line.
Bledsoe steps up and throws low and incomplete, close to the 5-yard line. Josh Reed, the intended receiver. And now Greg Williams with a decision to make. Onto the field comes the field goal unit.
Boy, excellent drive by the Bills offense, though. Excellent. You didn't give the football back to the Cowboys before the end of the first half with a lot of time left on the clock. You drive down the field, you get a chance to put 3 more points on the scoreboard.
Lindell almost automatic inside the 40-yard line. This will be a 29-yard attempt. To pull the Bills to within 1. Kick is good. Look a little shaky on the right goalpost.
It looks shaky on everything.
29 seconds to play in the first half. Greg Williams sees 3 more on the board. It's 7-6 Dallas. A look at the young quarterback Quincy Carter on the sideline. Dallas will have possession of the football one more time before we break at the midway point of the game.
Excellent first half. Really, a lot of tension. You know, everybody's excited. But, you know, I think my favorite games to do, not the games where there's a lot of big plays. Those are exciting too. But when you can just feel every play that each team knows that so much is riding on it, it's your opportunities are going to be very few when it comes to scoring points today.
Bill Parcells thinks a lot of his wide receivers, Terry Glenn and Joey Galloway, as well he should. However, neither of them have registered a reception here yet today.
Well, it's the advertisement of the Buffalo Bills pass defense that was good was real.
Derek Ross, one of the deep men for the Cowboys, returned a kickoff 100 yards a week ago that was called back by penalty. This is Ross from the 3. 20. And is dropped short of the 25-yard line. And it's a great night of television. CBS Monday begins with Yes Dear and Still Standing. Then it's the Emmy Award-winning Best Comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond, and the new hit comedy 2.5 Men, followed by Monday's #1 drama, CSI Miami. Plus, an all-new late show with David Letterman. Monday here on CBS, America's Most Watched Network. To look at Quincy Carter, who has 22 seconds on the clock. And just talking to him, you can tell how the young man has matured this season.
Quincy Carter, in a couple years, well, he's almost like the phrase, a dog. He's got like 10 years of experience in 3. It's been long, it's been hard, and he's really taken advantage of the limited amount of experience that he has.
He takes a knee for the final play of this first half. It's a 7-6 Dallas lead. We go down to Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Except that one big turnover by Drew. It looks a lot like the game plan, Greg, that you laid out to us last night.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 big defenses slugging it out. We're one big play from being up on top. That we know they're pressuring us. We got to handle their pressure. But we're a big play away from maybe getting on top. It's going to be a great game down to the end because both these defenses are flying around.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Greg.
All right, Armin, thank you. That's the end of our first half. The Cowboys lead the Bills 7-6. We're back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS. To an end, we welcome you back to Dallas. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. Greg Williams, the Buffalo coach, was telling us that how successful they are in this game was going to depend on how well they handled the pressure coming from Dallas. How they've been doing.
Well, that's right, Greg. Well, they didn't handle it very well in the first half. The Dallas Cowboys, when you pressure a quarterback, they want to get 5 yards behind the center. They did it on this play, caused a fumble. But when you have success getting to the quarterback, look at this. 8 people coming, has to throw the football away. If you don't stop it, They just keep coming. This time it's the linebackers with the flush hit on Drew Bledsoe.
All right, take a look at some halftime numbers. You see the total yardage belongs to the Buffalo Bills, who had themselves a couple of good drives, but just ended up in field goals rather than in the end zone.
But I think let's go back to this. You always hear commentators say, who makes the best halftime adjustments is going to win the game. Well, you know what? It's true today. How about that? It's really the truth. The Buffalo Bills had to go in there and draw up a different pass protection or two to figure out a way to pick up the blitz so they can get a big pass play against this Cowboy defense.
Cowboys will get the ball first here in the second half, and we're underway here in the third quarter. From the 10-yard line, it's Ross. Outside. 40 and out of bounds. Terrence McGee forced him out of bounds, and another fine return by Derek Ross at 33 yards. We go down to Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Well, and Bill Parcells none too pleased with his team's performance in the first half. He said, we're just not playing very well. We missed the touchdown pass to Antonio Bryant. We allowed the Bills to execute their 2-minute drill. He said it's way too sloppy. He said we need to do something, and if he had his druthers, he'd like to see it happen on this first drive. And, Greg, that's a good start. Back to you.
Okay, Armin.
Well, Derek Ross, what he did, the return was set up to go right. The Buffalo Bills read the return. He said, to heck with it. He reversed field almost, and there was no Buffalo Bill there to make the tackle.
Roy Hambrick in the backfield, and Carter to throw on first down. Far side of the field, caught. And they're going to rule force out. Terry Glenn with a terrific grab, and the officials are going to rule that he would have come down inbounds had he not been forced out.
Well, it was going to be close, but it's not even something that can be challenged upstairs. Quincy Carter just fires it down the field. And, you know, I'll reverse my opinion, too. I think he would have got those feet down. Nate Clemens on the coverage, drives him out. Good call by the officials.
Terry Glenn makes his first reception of the day, good for 19 yards. Hambrick, left side. Take a look at some of the first half leaders today. Carter was 8 of 15 for 45 yards. Troy Hambrick, 9 carries on the ground. And the leader in receiving was Antonio Bryant with 3 of them for 21 yards.
You know, really what's impressive, the Buffalo Bills defense played so well in the first half and has done a lot of good things this year. They're really doing it, too, without a premier pass rusher. They don't have a guy that the defense just worries about.
Oh, Carter had that one batted right back into his face by London Fletcher, who was right in his face.
The Bills defense doesn't blitz a lot, so when they do, it can catch you off guard. You're Quincy Carter. He's looking down the field, doesn't read the blitz, doesn't see it fast enough. Unfortunate, it's not down the field getting intercepted. Good timing by London Fletcher, blitzing to be successful, time it perfectly with the quarterback snap count. The offense can't adjust sometimes when you time it right.
Big 3rd and 9 facing Carter and the Cowboys. Carter on the move and goes down inside the 35-yard line. Aaron Schobel grabbed him from behind.
Aaron Schobel, excellent job of staying with it. Quincy Carter, this is kind of what you see nowadays in the National Football League. Everybody talks about, oh, the quarterback's got to be really mobile and run. Where are you going to run to in this league now? Quincy Carter looks like he's going somewhere. Aaron Schobel, he's grabbed by his foot, then Schobel brings him down.
Billy Cundiff has a long field goal attempt this year of 53 yards. He's also hit from 51 and 52. This is a 51-yarder on the way. And good. "51 yards. The Cowboys extend their lead to 10-6. 2 big plays figured in that Dallas field goal. Derek Ross's 33-yard kickoff return and a terrific catch of 19 yards by Terry Glenn. 51-yard field goal by Cundiff, and it's a 10-6 Dallas lead. It's a short kick from the 23-yard line. Across the 35 to the 40 is Joe Burns. Bill Parcells sees his Cowboys go back on defense.
Readjusting his headset because they had to take it off to yell at the kicker for that kickoff.
Bledsoe and the Bills from the 40-yard line. Here comes the blitz. The give is to Henry, and Henry can't find running room. Offensive leaders for the Buffalo Bills in the first half. Bledsoe's numbers, 11 of 18 for 87 yards. Travis Henry had 34 yards on the ground, and through the air, Josh Reed had 28 yards on 3 catches.
You know, I'm curious to see. The Bills almost got a touchdown on the screen play at the end of the first half. So when you almost give up those big plays because you're blitzing, do you lose your courage? Well, apparently not. The Dallas Cowboys blitz the first play and the second.
2nd and 10. And pass is complete midfield. And into Buffalo territory is Eric Moulds for first down. Eric Moulds clearly happy to be back in action, having missed the last couple of games for Buffalo.
You know, a couple things. Drew Bledsoe looks down the field, gives that one little move that he loves to do, finds Eric Moulds across the middle. And yeah, Drew Bledsoe might not be the most mobile guy, but he's big. And when you get pressure around him, he can still throw the football down the field.
From the Dallas 49, this is Henry, and Henry forward to about the 45. Travis Henry, the last 2 weeks, has had 167 yards against the Redskins and another 124 in the losing effort against the Chiefs.
Well, let's look what he's done the last 2 weeks compared to the start of the season. I think that's one of the reasons why this team, they feel good about after this bye week, is the running by Travis Henry. 145 yards a game the last 2 weeks.
Bledsoe pats and throws and incomplete. Terrence Newman was the closest man to the ball. It'll be 3rd and 6.
You keep pressuring the quarterback. Sooner or later, he throws one off target. That one was off target because of the pressure. But it's where the Buffalo Bills want it. 3rd and 6. A very manageable 3rd down situation.
Cowboy fans come alive. Bledsoe out here, complete to Reed, and Reed short of a first down by about 3 yards or so.
I think one thing we've learned this year, Greg, we talked to defensive coordinators, and there's so many screens in the National Football League now, and almost every one of them says to really stop it, to be tremendously successful, your defensive linemen, mainly your inside defensive linemen, have to read it and get out there. Leroy Glover did it that time. Stop the screen on 3rd down.
Joey Galloway back at his 10-yard line. High punt from Mormon. Fair catch called for, and now they let it bounce, and it takes a Dallas bounce. That took almost a 15-yard bounce back, and it results in a 14-yard punt by Brian Mormon.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Friendly, nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. CDW, the right technology right away. And by Toyota, get the feeling.
Brian Mormon came into the game, the second leading punter in the NFL, has had a horrible day kicking it today. His last 2 punts have been for 28 and 14 yards. Carter and the Cowboys. That's complete. Richie Anderson, and Anderson out of bounds across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Well, you have a young quarterback. You're coming in. You're trying to rebuild his confidence. In a lot of ways you do it, but one of the main ways is to do a lot of play action passes. You move him around a little bit. The Cowboys doing all that for Quincy Carter. And of course, the way he improves too, you teach him how to study, how to prepare. And we talked to Quincy Carter on Friday. I said, well, if you were putting in a 40-hour work week before, what would your hours be now? And he says 80. He goes, everything is doubled in preparation time.
Hambrick, left side, out to the 45-yard line and a first down, and we go down to Armin.
Greg, you know, talking about Quincy Carter, most teams projected him as a third or even a fourth-round draft pick. A lot of eyebrows raised when the Cowboys took him in the second round. As we learned this week, it was purely a business decision. As a third-round pick, he was probably going to get a 3-year deal at the end. They're likely still not sure how good he was as a quarterback, and they were facing a big-ticket contract. As a second-round pick, he got a 5-year deal. Those last 2 years at a very reasonable price, and the Cowboys forced not to make a decision they didn't want to make. The pressure off Carter and the Cowboys and working to their benefit right now.
The luxury of time for a change. This play will go nowhere as Pat Williams tracks Hambrick down. You know, part of the improvement of Quincy Carter, too, as we were talking to him on Friday, it was very interesting to hear him say that I think I'm doing a much better job of accepting coaching than I did before.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you come in the NFL, we hear it all the time, talk to players, you got all the answers. Well, in this league, you don't have all the answers. There's Sean Payton, quarterback coach and assistant head coach. He's getting a lot of people talking to him over there. Maurice Carthon, offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, and then Bill Parcells, too. And he's putting it all together and making it work for him.
2nd and 15. Carter with time. Over the middle, wide open. Hits his man inside the 40. Joey Galloway with his first catch of the day.
You know, I tried to explain to you, there's Maurice Carthon, Greg, why it's so much easier for a quarterback. Look, protection on play action, throwing it down the field. Look at the separation. So when you throw the football down the field, you allow the quarterback more time to make a decision. Now Quincy Carter football team. Balls can't get tipped. You don't get hit and fumbled as much.
22-yard pickup, the longest play by either team today. Carter over the middle and just behind Terry Glenn.
Well, we talked about Drew Bledsoe making Patted twice, trouble. When a quarterback gets off rhythm, watch Quincy Carter this time. He's going to drop back, look to his right. No. Oh. And he just keeps reloading, and he's fortunate he throws it high. Well, high and away. Nobody could get it.
2nd and 10. Carter now 11 out of 20 for 94 yards on the day. On the move this time. Quick pass, and that's complete to Galloway. To the 30-yard line. It'll be about 3 yards shy of a first down. As we come up on 7.5 to play here in the third. We talked about this receiving core of the Dallas Cowboys, and Bill Parcells has quietly assembled quite a group, and you say the key to this whole group is Terry Glenn.
Terry Glenn made it. They had a good receiving core, but he was the finishing touch to it. A terrific route runner is what Terry Glenn is, with speed.
Hambrick. And Hambrick fighting for first down yardage and didn't get there.
No, he didn't get there. Takeo Spikes. He said, I want to be near the line of scrimmage today. I'm anxious to play. And when given the chance, he is taking the hitting to the Dallas Cowboy offense.
Well, the Cowboys on 4th and 1 are going to go for it.
It's a good solid 1 yard, too.
And now we take a timeout. Timeout, 6:29 to play, third quarter. Parcells and Carter will talk about this 4th and 1. From here, Billy Cundiff in his career is 6 for 11. It would be about a 46 or a 47-yard field goal. Bill Parcells doesn't like those odds. He's going to go for it on 4th and 1. Hambrick and Anderson in the backfield. Carter will throw it. Quick pass, incomplete, knocked down by number 26, Antoine Winfield, and the ball goes over to Buffalo.
Well, there were so many points going there. You knew they were going to throw it because they took so long to make a decision. How they're going to Buffalo reacts extremely well to it.
Go to NFL.com and help support the military families of those heroes who have sacrificed their lives for our country. Support the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund on NFL.com. Loose football picked up by the Cowboys. This is Ebenezer Ekuban to the end zone for a touchdown. No, it's ruled incomplete by referee Bill Levy.
Quarterback's arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
That's a good call about Bill Levy. Drew Bledsoe's arm definitely is going forward. Almost gets to that rule, the tuck rule. Looks like Dat Wynn is the one that makes the hit. But why you have to call this an incomplete pass? How is an official going to make a judgment where they determine, no, he was pulling it down, was he throwing the football? Bill Parcells is challenging. They're going to tell him to pick it up. It's one you cannot win. He would only challenge this saying he lost control of the football before his arm came forward.
Bill Parcells looking skyward for a replay here in the stadium.
Well, his coaches put that headset on. Tell him right now. That's absolutely the tuck rule.
There is no challenge on the play. The whistle had blown, and Dallas would not have gotten the ball back anyway. Second down.
That's another good point. What he should say, too, just to tell the crowd, to give them some information, the ruling on the field was correct.
Here's another point. Dallas has already used one timeout here in the second half.
And what's the rule?
Losing that challenge, they'd lose another.
Cherish those timeouts in the second half, Greg.
After all that, it's 2nd and 10. And Bledsoe calls timeout. (10-6) Cowboys. We'll be back. We take you back to January 19th of 2002, and the tuck rule in all its glory on display between the Raiders and the New England Patriots. That, by rule, was incomplete. And this was Drew Bledsoe just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe was trying to pull the football back. He was not going to throw it down the field. But again, you can't determine that by an official, so that's why they have the rule, and it's a good one.
2nd and 10. On the ground, Travis Henry with running room. Out close to the 40-yard line. Roy Williams with the hit. And it's enough for a first down.
That will quiet the crowd down. I could barely hear myself talk last time. It was so loud in here. But
you missed it. You said good stuff.
Did I say? Yeah. But good blocking up front that time. Trey Teague, the center, gets a good block. Quiets the crowd down and gets better field position for the Buffalo Bills offense.
Bledsoe down this sideline for Moles. Out of bounds, incomplete. London Fletcher pleading the case on the sideline at 2nd and 10.
Well, the Bills have got to guess with this defense. Just do it every play. You're going to be right here real soon. They are going to blitz. Protect the quarterback. Let Drew Bledsoe get back there, get some space, and let a receiver make a move down the field, and you're going to get a big play.
Bledsoe has been sacked twice today. Has not completed a pass longer than 18 yards.
He's definitely changing the play, which he said he would last night.
Henry turns the corner. Midfield and into Dallas territory to the 47, and a penalty marker is down. Mario Edwards may have gotten the face mask.
Yeah, that could be 15 yards just because it changed his direction as his face mask was grabbed.
Personal foul, face mask, number 27, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That is a huge penalty.
Oh, it is. The Buffalo Bills, they changed the play. Usually Drew Bledsoe said it will be runs, and when you got talent, that's all this is. Talent by Travis Henry. The play was blocked terribly. He gets outside, uses a stiff arm, and picks up a lot of yards.
12 yards on the pickup, another 15. That's a 27-yard movement on a play they almost didn't get off because Bledsoe was changing the play and Travis Henry had to confirm it.
That's right. And it was all going good for the Dallas Cowboys. Crowd noise, him changing the play. They couldn't block it, and they get 27 yards out of it.
From the Dallas 33. Bledsoe, quick slant, mold. Close to the 25-yard line.
Win or lose this football game today, the Buffalo Bills should not change the formula that you are watching. I like it a lot. It's conservative, and it might not be the most exciting thing in the world, but they are doing a terrific job of just managing the game from both sides.
The Buffalo Bills have not scored a touchdown on their last 47 possessions on the road. Henry just inside the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, too, Greg, when you play games like this, when you build your football team to run it, to be a little more methodical, and you got a good defense, overall, you get really tough. I'll tell you, your football team just gets tough mentally, physically. Then add that with Buffalo, the weather, the stadium, and their crowd. Then you got, that's something special if you make it all work together like that.
3rd and 2, and Sammy Morris into the Buffalo backfield. Bledsoe steps up and goes down. Football is loose.
He had both hands on it, too.
Cowboys are looking fairly optimistic. They got the ball. Eric Obagu and Greg Ellis hit Bledsoe at the same time. The second fumble lost by the Buffalo quarterback today.
Well, this Dallas Cowboys defense, it's got some toughness in it, and we're seeing it today, and it just, too many guys hitting him, breaks his arms loose, and that's why he fumbles. Oh, he tries to throw it. I didn't see that till just now. When you get under pressure, you're in scoring territory. You can't take a risk like that.
Another Buffalo possession comes up short of the end zone. Dallas takes over at their own 30 with 3:39 to play in the third. Dallas has 3 quarterback sacks today.
2 causing fumbles.
Adrian Morrell. And Morrell out across the 35. And Aaron Schobel with the stop. That's the kind of day Drew Bledsoe's had today.
Well, look, you're a quarterback now. You come down to this stadium, just mark it down. Just lay in bed at night and say, I got to be tough tomorrow, because it's going to be tough. You're going to get hit. The crowd noise is back. It's just going to be a very adversarial situation, and how you deal with it is going to determine how much of a chance your team has to win.
Got hit as he threw the ball. It's incomplete. Aaron Schobel was in on Carter.
The Schobel brothers can rush the passer. Aaron Schobel here, he has a brother at TCU not far from him. He can rush the passer too, but Quincy Carter feels it, and what happens is, because of that pressure, he had to let it go a little soon, and he threw it so hard that the receiver didn't have much of a chance to catch it.
That's something that the Bills have not done enough today. Takeo Spikes told us last night, we want to pressure Carter. Pressure will crack the pipe.
Yeah, pressure cracks the pipe. That's right. But I think Quincy Carter's past that stage of where he's going to let the pressure change his game.
Pump fake. Carter running out of time. Wants to take off and is dragged down short of the 40-yard line. Pat Williams and Antoine Winfield. And Winfield helping the officials with the spotting of the ball.
Boy, excellent job. Sam Adams just using his size and just moving everybody everywhere. And again, Greg, it's so hard nowadays for quarterbacks to move, to get out of the pocket, and to pick up yards that are valuable in the football game. You can move to throw, but it's hard to move to run to get first downs.
Antonio Brown between his 10 and 15-yard line. And the kick from going. Nice floater. Brown from the 14. And out to about the 22-yard line or so. And Tony Dixon makes the stop after.
Yeah, he would. You know, here's what I want to know. Look at Drew Bledsoe's stats. How much money would it take for us to get you to do a Survivor? To be a contestant?
I'm not sure there are that many printing presses. Bugs on the beach? Are you kidding me? 2:01 to play in the third quarter.
You have really gotten soft, my man. It's okay, though.
On first down, Bledsoe throws far side, incomplete, molds the intended receiver, 2nd and 10.
I'd be a little careful, too. Drew Bledsoe's mad about that throw, but you're throwing all the way across the field, from the left hash to the right sideline. And this Terrence Newman, he's a rookie from Kansas State, first-round draft pick. He's not afraid. He will take a chance. And Drew Bledsoe said to us last night how impressed he was with him. Fast, catches the ball, covers, real hippie. In other words, he can pivot his hips and change directions very easily.
Henry. And Henry again busts one up the middle across the 30 out to about the 32 and very close to a first down.
Travis Henry, this looks like he's back at the University of Tennessee. He comes through there. Watch the leg action he has. Picks them up, swinging his arms. Even though he's not a real big NFL running back, he runs with power.
Nice block from his tight end, Dave Moore, on the play, and we're going to get a measurement.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Bills offense, they have opened up a few impressive holes. And, you know, let's go back to just the overall picture. Greg Williams says, like my defense, like it a lot, watch it. And the other thing he says, hey, I don't know what you've been reading or you think about my offensive line, but it's going to be, he goes, I think it's good, and it's going to be really good. They're athletic, they're big, they're young.
Travis Henry had 34 yards rushing in the first half. He has 38 in this quarter with still a minute and a half to play. Henry to about the 35. And Dale-Roy Stewart, number 64, the second-year defensive tackle from Southern Miss, makes a stop.
You know, too, the other thing, Greg, about this Buffalo offense, the more they get locked in to just hanging with it and keep running that football, Kevin Gilbride calling the plays, you'll see it. It might not be today, but somewhere in the near future, play-action passes are going to be like dramatic with them. They'll start getting it down the field.
Henry again turns the corner on the right side, looking for first down yardage, and is out of bounds. Well shy of it, about the 38 or 39. What was it we heard about? Looking at all these big guys on the Cowboys. What did we hear about Bill Parcells? He turned his table around so that he could.
Oh, his treadmill.
So that he could look into the.
He has a treadmill in the weight room. And he turned his treadmill opposite to all the other ones because he wants to walk on it. And when he runs on it, he wants to watch all of his guys work out because he wants to know who's in there working hard and who's not. So
3rd and 3. Bledsoe pass, and that's complete to Sammy Morris, but it's going nowhere. In fact, it'll lose yardage. Greg Ellis with the stop. And before we get another playoff time, we'll wind down here in the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter here in Dallas. Our score, the Cowboys 10 and Buffalo 6. We'll come back to Texas Stadium after this, a short field.
Very good. You're right.
He's got some room to kick. booms this one out of there. This is Joey Galloway. Galloway from the 24. Up the sideline. And out of bounds. Our NFL.com poll question of the day. Who's the best wide receiver in the game today? Log on and vote at NFL.com.
Well, let's see here. 10-6. It's been a hard-fought game. Both sides are waiting for that one play. And I think it's absolutely the defense has just as much a chance of making the game-winning play here as an offense.
I was about to say, you made the point a little earlier that's worth repeating. This Buffalo defense has been magnificent, and only a fumble by Drew Bledsoe has set up the only touchdown of the day by the Dallas Cowboys. Carter to throw. Far side. Incomplete, intended for Jason Witten, the tight end. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Bill Parcells, he's a little upset. They've had a touchdown throw that he missed early in the game, and when Quincy Carter misses, it's almost always high. And you can see slips out of the top of his hand just a little bit because of the wobble on the football, and it's about a yard or two too high for the tight end.
Bill Parcells, so worth listening to. You mentioned it a little earlier. When I got here, meaning to Dallas, I had a cross-section of eager beavers and fat guys.
Sounds like our booth.
2nd and 10. Pass over the middle, and that's incomplete. He overthrew Antonio Bryant. It'll be 3rd and 10 when we come back. But first to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, Greg, they've started the 4th quarter out at Oakland, and the Jets get in right here. 3rd and goal. Lamont Jordan scores. They went for 2 and failed. 21-16 early 4th. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
Chad Pennington slowly but surely trying to get back into the groove for the New York Jets.
Yeah, that's a surprising score there, really, just because the Jets, I thought, had a tremendous advantage at the quarterback position today. But Rick Meyer must be playing pretty well for the Oakland Raiders.
3rd and 10. Carter stepping up, throws over the middle, and it's batted down by number 51, Takeo Spikes.
Well, another solid series by this Buffalo defense. Pressure on the quarterback. So many things can happen, and this was almost it. Takeo Spikes just overruns the eyes of the quarterback and only gets one hand on the pass.
Antonio Brown set to receive the punt from Toby Goen. Punt return by the Buffalo Bills, dead last in the National Football League, coming in. Fair catch called for and made at about the 17-yard line. 14:28 to play here in the 4th quarter. 10-6 Cowboys. Yes. The Bills from their own 17. Travis Henry trying to skirt the near side, and it's not going to work. Tracked down by Kenyon Coleman. Acquired in a trade from the Oakland Raiders and playing good football for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, he is. If you're a quarterback, they're on the left hash, watch the safety or the corner coming from that side. What the Dallas Cowboys are hoping, when you get to a short side of the field, especially to the quarterback's backside, they're hoping you throw a play-action pass so they can get you. You won't see it, hit the quarterback in the back and cause the fumble.
Field position has not been kind to the Buffalo Bills offense today. Bledsoe to throw. Deep. This side. Incomplete. Moles with Terrence Newman alongside.
Well, this coverage by both corners, especially Terrence Newman, because they keep wanting to come at him. Here's a little double move. Well, a little hand check always hurt, or helps, I mean. Now, you think about it. When he stuck that arm out and hit Eric Moulds, that just stops all your momentum and speed going down the field. So, fortunate to get away with that hand check. But these corners, though, Greg, is the point I was going to make. It reminds you back when Jimmy Johnson was here and they had his Super Bowl teams. They put the corners out there, said cover them. The rest of us are going to stop the run.
The blitz on 3rd and 10. The pass near side to Sam Aiken, and he goes down. Terrence Newman up from the cornerback position to make the play.
Well, I tell you what, this is the whole package. Not only can he cover, he's tough, he's smart, and even though he's not a big corner by NFL standards, Roy Williams on the blitz, even the coaches have said, for a guy that's not big, he's an excellent tackler.
Galloway set to return at the 35. And dragged down from behind by Terrence McGee. 49-yard punt, 6-yard return. Terrence Newman, the hero of the moment on the Dallas defense. In the fourth quarter, Adrian Morrell in the backfield as the Cowboys are back on offense. Morrell with the football. Across the 45 and out to about the 49. We talked earlier about all three of these starting linebackers for Buffalo are new to the team this year, and they have put on a show.
They have Tequil spikes from the outside near the line of scrimmage. Making hit. Watch him fill the gap. Oh, my gosh, that is awesome. London Fletcher reading the play perfectly. How's that for a square hit? Then on the blitz, good timing, good deception. Stops the pass play. The Buffalo Bill linebackers have been spectacular.
Morrell again, and Morrell's at midfield where Malloy comes up for the stop, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
You didn't comment on my spectacular. You know, it was kind of half-hearted.
I'm pacing myself.
Okay. Look what they've done today. The defense rested. They used the bye week. They simplified what they're doing on that side. They're getting more repetitions on it. So the more you rep whatever you're doing, the better you get. And it's really shown so far today.
3rd and 3. Carter on the move, under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. And for the 3rd straight possession, the Cowboys will go 3 and out.
Shoot, I think, you know what's a successful offensive series now, as long as you don't turn it over. You just go, we did good, because it is rough for both teams on offense.
That time, London Fletcher and Jeff Posey applying the pressure to Carter.
Not too often where you see good tackling, good coverage, good pass rush, just about everything from both defenses in a game.
Going to kick, Antonio Brown back at his own 10. 15-yard line. 11:25 to play, fourth quarter. Once again, Drew Bledsoe will try to get something going on offense. Bill Parcells said he expected the Bills to play lights out because they needed this game today. And the Bills have seen both New England and Miami ahead of them lose. They can move into a second-place tie in the division. Outside, incomplete, intended for Moles, 2nd and 10.
No, New England had the week off, so they're just sitting there.
You're right.
Yeah, okay. You have me second-guessing myself.
That was a test.
Yeah. The Bills win it, though. They're right back in the division race. And, of course, Bill Parcells also said how important this game was to his football team, because we need to win these home games because we got some tough road ahead.
Nowhere to go. Leroy Glover with the stop. Toby Gowen has done some job kicking the football for the Dallas Cowboys. It's the 4th time today that he's made the Bills start inside their own 20-yard line.
You know, you just think, go back, Greg, to say how tough this game is. As a quarterback, you'd like to think you can count on that the defense is going to at least let you throw a 5-yard out. Drew Bledsoe goes to throw one, and Mario Edwards he's trying to intercept it.
Third and 10. And here they come. Throwing it down the seam, incomplete. Bobby Shaw, the intended receiver, and again, the Bills are forced to punt.
Well, that halftime adjustment, I just have not seen it. I have not seen the Buffalo Bills just stone this blitz to the line of scrimmage and just give the quarterback a chance. Good idea, though. They blitzed. He tried to go deep down the seam to the inside, but Hard to make a perfect throw when you're backpedaling.
Neither the Bills nor the Cowboys have managed a first down this quarter. Mormon gets kick away. Low, bouncing. Galloway. 45. And back to midfield. Terrence McGee with yet another special teams play for the Buffalo Bills. 42-yard punt, 9-yard return. Dallas on offense after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AT&T Wireless. Reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless. And by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
7:23 to play in the fourth quarter, and not much doing offensively for either side of late. 16 yards total for the Cowboys in their last 3 possessions. Morrell loses yardage courtesy of Takeo Spikes.
Well, Takeo Spikes comes from Cincinnati this offseason, and today he is just delivering. I don't know what to say. Terrific game by all the Bill linebackers. Reads the play, diagnoses it, has the ability to get there before he can get blocked, and just another solid tackle.
An extremely nice guy. We talked to him last night, but I think it's safe to say we kind of just sat there in awe of the size of his neck.
Yeah, you're right. He walked out of the room. We talked about his neck for 20 minutes.
2nd and 11. Carter, quick pass, sideline, almost intercepted.
That was it. That was the play. I could see it from up here. Antoine Winfield, it's a touchdown, and he knows it. The only thing that stops it is that Quincy Carter just throws it too hard for him to handle. He read the route by the receiver. He read the drop by the quarterback. He made the perfect break and just missed it. As we said a long time ago, you have the feeling it's the defense, because the offenses are, man.
Quincy Carter 0 for his last 7, and you see that both teams have just been ineffective on offense.
It's true, Greg. Just punt it. I'll tell you what, it's a victory. And the crowd is even. Here's what I like about it today. The crowd is not even like turning against the team or booing because they're not getting the first downs. Because if you're here and you witness in this game, you understand. It's tough. And so just the fact that you're ahead is good news.
And what do we get here?
We got to reset the play clock.
Timer, put 9:37 on the game clock, please. 9:37. Thank you.
Just a few moments ago, I saw the wave. When did that come back?
Yeah, it's one of your favorite things in a football game. I know you enjoyed seeing the wave again.
Never liked it. Makes me seasick. 3rd and 11. Carter stepping up. Grab and goes down, courtesy of Aaron Schobel. Aaron Schobel has been awfully consistent on that Bills defense today.
Boy, he has. It's the rush from the outside by Jeff Posey. What the Bills are doing, very clever. They wait to the last second. They send the linebacker from the outside. Now the back has to pick him up. He's not strong enough. Quarterback moves, defensive lineman falls off and makes the sack.
And going with a chance again to pin the Bills inside their own 20-yard line.
Game balls are going to go to the punters today.
High floater, fair catch called for, and indeed the Bills are going to start from their own 10-yard line. And next Sunday, Jamal Lewis and the Ravens make a run at Ricky Williams and the Dolphins, while Chad Pennington sparks the Jets against Peyton Manning and the Colts. Check your local listings, beginning with Jim, Dan, Dion, and Boomer on the NFL Today. For more, NFL.com or NFL on AOL.
There they are. They're talking everything over. I like to hear it.
I'll bet you would.
Well, yeah, I've heard it, but I've kind of forgotten how how rough it can get sometimes on the sidelines, that's for sure.
For the third straight time, Buffalo tries to start a drive inside their own 20-yard line.
Still plenty of time. I would not lose my patience calling plays or throwing.
Bledsoe's pass intended for Josh Reed incomplete, and Terrence Newman right up tight on the receiver, 2nd and 10.
Well, if I get a vote for the Pro Bowl, I've only seen a little of the Cowboys this year, but I'm sending Terrence Newman.
As we said, not much happening on offense for these teams.
Well,
Bledsoe said last night, Terrence Newman has as good quickness and body control as he's seen all year and is rarely caught out of position. Henry looking for running room. Trying to turn the corner and gets a couple of yards. He's run out of bounds short of the 15-yard line.
See, all this just gets compounded. You're calling plays. You're over there going, well, what do you do? There's no rhythm. You can't get anything to work. You've tried some, little gimmicks, misdirections. You've thrown screens. You've done play. Nothing works. So the offense, they don't have confidence. The play caller has no continuity. Can't get in the flow. So it's what we're getting. And good defensive play.
Sammy Morris checks into the backfield on 3rd and 9.
Here they come.
Quick pass on the slant, incomplete. Bills are looking for a penalty flag that does not come. Moles, the intended receiver, covered by Mario Edwards.
Well, they actually pick up the blitz this time. Drew Bledsoe has a little space, but Mario Edwards, well, if this is the guy you want to pick on, he definitely gets there a little too early.
What's the first thing Greg Williams told us last night when he walked into the room? We haven't been very good on 3rd down. The Bills 0 for their last 8 on 3rd down plays.
I got news for him. Dallas is going to blitz next time they get the football.
Norman, another poor kick. This one just dribbles over midfield and rolls to a stop at about the 46-yard line for the Cowboys. There's Quincy Carter, and one of the things we asked him was, what's the difference between this year and last?
It's mainly Parcells, but it's a combination of Parcells and our football team believing in everything he's instilling in us. Everything he teaches us, we're going out, and we might not execute it that week, but we're trying to execute it, and we're trying to do some of the things he's telling us to do.
What a terrific, politically correct answer that Quincy Carter gave, because yeah, it's the coach, but we also have to go out and do what the coach teaches us to do.
That's right too. The other thing you learn from Bill Parcells is how to give an interview, and that is basically try not to say anything, don't take any credit, and just don't do too many of them.
Terry Glenn trying to throw the pass, and it's out of bounds and incomplete.
Sorry, I was talking over that play. We saw him practice this on Friday, and Terry Glenn throwing it downfield to Joey Galloway through a beautiful pass. The pressure by the Bills defense. Dallas is trying to make a play to win this football game.
Yeah,
Aaron Schobel
again. He didn't have Aaron Schobel all over him in practice.
Check him out, 94, just relentless. And I got other news for you. If he gets the pass off, it's probably going to be intercepted. They had 3 defenders around Joey Galloway.
2nd and 10. Straight up the middle, close to midfield is Adrian Morrell. Morrell played for the first time in 2 years against Washington last week. Had 20 yards rushing, 22 yards receiving. This game is tough enough. I can't imagine how it is to sit out for a couple of years and then come back and try to play.
Yeah, it's really a credit to him. He knew he still had something left. He got in shape. Showed an old coach who knew about him that he could still do it.
3rd and 6. Here come the Bills. Carter, quick slant, complete to the tight end, Witten, 1st down.
Jason Witten against Pearson Prelo. A big size disadvantage, and that's all he does. He just turns around, boxes him out like you would in basketball, and makes the catch.
at just over 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. We get the first down by either team in this quarter. This is Anderson, and Anderson inside the 35.
It's amazing. I was going to say, boy, Buffalo really has to dig down now. When a team gets a first down, especially when they're in your territory, you get in rhythm. It gets easier.
We're just under 6.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Welcome to those of you just joining us here at Texas Stadium. It has been a defensive battle. The Cowboys in the lead by a score of 10-6. And to about the 33-yard line is Adrian Morrell. Chris Kelsey with the stop. The Dallas Cowboys have a touchdown pass from Quincy Carter and a 51-yard field goal. The Bills have kicked 2 field goals. It's 10-6.
This is where Bill Parcells and any team he's ever coached, once you get to around the 30-yard line, he likes to take a shot to the end zone.
Yeah, how would you know?
This is a calculated guess.
Carter throwing far side, and that's complete to tight end Dan Campbell to about the 33-yard line. And for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between Buffalo and Dallas. Greg Gumbel with Phil Simms and Armin Katayan. 10-6 Cowboys is the score. And we remind you 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. 2nd and 11. It has been a vocal, involved Dallas crowd, and many of them at this end of the field standing. Morrell running room on the right side, inside the 30 to about the 27. Winfield and Malloy coming up from the secondary for the stop after a 6-yard gain, and leaves Dallas looking at a 3rd and 5.
I haven't said it yet because we're always talking about something else, but Adrian Morrell's feet today in tight quarters, it's really amazing for a person to sit out a football like he has and to come in and still have those skills, able to react and make people miss and get those few extra yards. Dallas is waiting to take a timeout.
And they will let as much time as possible tick off the clock before they do.
Well, they want to get a call right here. It's a big call because I believe he just doesn't want to kick a long field goal in a situation like this.
4:06 to play, fourth quarter. 10-6 Cowboys. His most watched network. 3rd and 5 for Dallas from the 27. Whistle blows.
Oh.
And a false start.
That's huge.
Against the Cowboys.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 65 offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Second-year guard Andre Gerard. So a 3rd and 5 becomes a 3rd and 10.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, they were going to play pass coverage and only rush 4. They're changing their defense. I think now they're going to try to drop 8 people back in coverage and just keep the Cowboys, anything, keep them from getting the first down, make them try a long field goal.
3rd and 10, it's a blitz. Carter running out of time. Now out to the side, throws down the sideline. Incomplete, almost making the catch was Antonio Bryant, and now a flag.
The receiver did go out of bounds, I think. Illegal touching. Because that was excellent play on the outside.
Terrence McGee, the 4th-round draft choice.
Illegal touching of the pass. Number 88 went out of bounds, came back in, was the first to touch the pass. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Quincy Carter scrambles as he turns up the field. He's out of bounds. First one to touch it when he comes back in, that is illegal.
It's pretty close to a miraculous catch by Antonio Bryant.
I'll tell you what, I was just so impressed with the coverage. A quarterback scrambles, a receiver stops, changes his route, and he was right there.
So on comes the field goal unit, and Billy Cundiff to try about a 50-yard field goal. He kicked a 51-yarder earlier. This one from 50 yards to extend the Dallas lead. Straight to Cundiff, who will punt it, and it'll roll into the end zone for the touchback.
Excellent call. I like the call. Just why give up good field position? It's going to take a touchdown for Buffalo to win the game. If you miss the field goal, you give them too good of a start on the winning drive.
Oh, field position is something the Bills haven't had a luxury of here in Dallas.
Just doesn't kick it to the sideline like he hoped. What would make you think? Now look, if this score was 31-28, then you probably kick the field goal. Whatever. Just saying, if the teams were scoring, they're not scoring. The pace of this game has been all defense. So you've got to just live on the fact that you don't think Buffalo can go 80 yards here to win the game.
We're just under 4 minutes to play. Fourth quarter. Bledsoe throwing this side incomplete. Intended for Josh Reed. 2nd and 10 to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, with a little more than a minute to play, the Jets going for a tying 2-point conversion. Empty backfield. Pennington hits Anthony Becht at the goal line. It was reviewed, and it held up as a tying 2 at 24-all with a minute to play. Back to you.
All right, Jim.
What did I say, Greg? They never should have gone for the first one.
Bledsoe for Henry. Cuts it back. Knocks the football. And recovered by Mark Campbell at the 20-yard line.
You always tell your players, protect the football, don't fumble. But when you get hit like Travis Henry does on this run, well, gosh almighty, he lost it before they hit. I thought Roy Williams hits him. No, it is knocked out by Leroy Glover. Just a good play by Leroy Glover to knock it away from Travis Henry.
Here is a big 3rd and 10 for Bledsoe. Quick pass to this side and run out of bounds short of the 25-yard line is Bobby Shaw. Darren Woodson was there. And that will bring on Mormon in the punting unit. You know, you said it a couple of times when we've been away during commercial. This Dallas defense is really quick.
It's a little different than fast defenses in the. It's powerful too, Greg. They're strong. That's the difference. Some are fast, but they just can't stand in there and slug it out. This
Mormon
one can.
Gets a good kickoff from the 23. Galloway looking for running room. Caught from behind and wrestled down at the 28-yard line once again by Terrence McGee. 54-yard punt and a 5-yard return.
Here's why that last drive of the Buffalo Bills was so important. Now you have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. You have 2 timeouts. So if you stop them, they back you up. You get the ball after the punt. You're still going to be stressed with time trying to drive the length of the field with no timeouts.
There's a frustrated Drew Bledsoe who's just 2 out of 8 throwing for 1 yard here in the fourth quarter. Cowboys looking to take time off the clock, and that means the ground game. Morrell. Forward progress will be marked at the 29-yard line. Sam Adams, the first to hit him. A 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. And we have an injured player down on the field for Buffalo. That is number 93, Pat Williams.
Pat Williams and Sam Adams have both put in a lot of plays today.
2:36 to play here in the fourth. We'll take a timeout. Off the field under his own power. He's standing on the sideline. 2nd and 9. Carter pulls it down and now throws Richie Anderson out of the backfield and across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Antoine Winfield with the stop, and the timeout is called by the Bills with 2:13 to play. A reminder, coming up tonight on CBS, if there are doubts about whether Jessica Lynch was truly a hero, none about the GI who saved her life. Meet him on 60 Minutes, followed by TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case, and then the world premiere movie that takes you behind the headlines of the Elizabeth Smart kidnapping and Elizabeth Smart's story tonight here on CBS, America's most watched network.
You know, that was a really good play by Quincy Carter. I hope you realize that, and it could be the difference in winning this football game.
Phil, we were talking during the timeout, and you have to scratch your head and wonder how this Buffalo team could lose by such big margins to the Kansas City Chiefs and to the New York Jets with a defense like this.
Yeah, we watched the play by Quincy Carter there, but you know, Greg, that's what we talked about during the commercial, because they play so hard, they're so physical, we can see the talent, and the reason why is I think they've just now discovered how they really want to play the football game. And you can plan all you want during off seasons, but you just never know what your team is going to be until the season gets going along.
A big 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys. Straight ahead, Morrell looking for first down yardage, and he is awfully close.
One side gives it to him, the other side didn't.
We'll get a measurement with 2:07 on the clock.
But you know, isn't it amazing though? And it's true, because I played on so many teams, that you can plan, you can think, and you work the preseason games. This is what we're going to do. Then the season starts. Oh, it's not working. And then you almost have to reinvent yourself. And all of a sudden, 5 or 6 games into the season, you go, now we got it.
Morrell got enough for the first down. And now the Bills are looking at 2:07 on the clock, and it will tick down to the 2-minute warning. They'll go to the 2-minute warning with 1 timeout remaining. 10-6 Dallas. We're back after this. Play here in Texas Stadium, and the Bills looking at an uphill battle now with just 1 timeout remaining to stop the clock. And that play action by Quincy Carter now stands absolutely as the difference here.
It was the game winner. It allowed the Dallas Cowboys to run the football up in there on 3rd and short and just get enough to get the first down. Buffalo has 1 timeout. I shouldn't say the game winner. It's not completely over.
Line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. Each team with 1 timeout remaining.
We laughed at halftime. What did we say to each other? We looked at the first half was over, and I turned to Greg and I said, boy, there is going to be one really upset football team when this one's over if it continues the way that it did in the first half, and it has. Hard fought and tough.
We get a whistle. And this will back the Cowboys up.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 82 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I think pictures say it all.
I tell you, one of the best things, funny things that happened on the sideline, we missed a really big field goal one time with him. And we driven down the field, we miss it. And so we're all upset on the sideline. The kicker's walking off, and he just kills the kicker, yelling at him and everything.
A handoff straight ahead is Morrell out across the 35 to the 38, and the Bills use their final timeout.
I'll finish it later.
Yes, you will. We go to Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, guys, and here are the Raiders with possession. The game tied, closing seconds. Rick Meyer. And the pass caught by Teo Johnson, but they ruled that he did not get out of bounds, and the clock wound down and out. We're on to overtime. The toss has been won by the Jets, and time permitting, we'll take you there after Buffalo and Dallas. Back to you.
Real quick, that's a correct call. If you are not going forward when you go out of bounds, the clock will not stop. So it's confusing sometimes to the fans. But to finish that story, so we missed the big field goal. He yells at the kicker so much that we're all standing behind Bill. We start laughing because we can't help it, because nobody ever yells at the kicker. And he turns and keeps yelling at the kicker as he walks by him, and he sees us, and he looks at us and he goes, "What? Who invented the rule you couldn't yell at the kickers?" And of course, he said it much more colorful. And we all broke down in the heat of a game, because if it's not you, sometimes it's funny.
Sometimes.
That's right, sometimes.
2nd and 10. And out to the 40-yard line is Morrell. London Fletcher with the stop. Clock continues to move. 1:45 to play. And the Cowboys are looking at a 3rd and 8. What's in Bill Parcells and Quincy Carter's future? They travel to New England, host Carolina. 14-4 between them.
Miami, oh, they won't be mad when they come down here on Thanksgiving. Philadelphia is going to be tough. The Redskins rebounded today, so that's why Bill Parcells said we need a victory bad, because the road is going to get hard on us.
3rd and 8. They do not put the ball in the air. Big hole left side. Midfield. 45 out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Clock continues to move, and that's the ball game.
How about that for a free agent who begs for a tryout from an old coach, Adrian Morrell. Bill Parcells had the faith in him to make him the backup running back today. He shows some quickness. He looks fresh.
He had 20 yards rushing last week in his comeback game against Washington. 76 rushing yards today. Carter takes the knee, and the Cowboys go to 7-2 on the season. Not since 1995 have they accomplished that, and they ended up on top in Super Bowl 30. The Buffalo Bills, valiant effort defensively. They fall to 4-5. There's our final score. Dallas 10, Buffalo 6. Thanks for joining us, everyone. To Jim Nance in New York.
All right, so the Cowboys, yes, they're now 7-2. How about Adrian Morrell? What a pickup a couple of weeks ago. Carries a lot of the load down the stretch, and Dallas prevails there.